Cable Car in Zealandia, which is, well, hey, that's not much fun. So I'll have a chat to you about Wellington, is that alright? Or I can just shut up and drive you to the service?
No, that's great.
Alright. Okay, my name's John.
Hi, John.
Hi, John.
My father's from Glasgow, so don't expect a culture experience, because it'll be a Celtic experience. And I live in Upper Hutt, which is half an hour north of here, which make some of you guys from Australia?
Yes.
So you know what a bogan is?
Yes.
A revered elder?
Yes.
Thank you, yeah, great. Because I'm a bogan from Upper Hutt. So this is our welcome. This is the capital city of New Zealand, Wellington. It's also the windiest capital city in the world. And look at our port. This is your first experience of your first time in Wellington. This is crap, is it not? Huh? I mean, look at it. It's just like it's like someone got a bucket of poo and tipped it on the ground here. So it's a little bit different than it was 3 years ago. 3 years ago, it was not as bad, but it's yeah. We're going to hopefully sort it out. My nature as a human is to get out of the bus and help people out, because I was brought up to respect respect women for a start. Always give your seat up on the bus, stuff like that. So it's really hard for me not to get out and actually help people off the bus. Because if you fall, I want to have my phone ready to put you on YouTube. But, no, seriously, it's just not my nature to do that. But we're not allowed out of the bus apparently, and I'm like, what? And I've got to wear this orange high vis, which is very attractive. I mean, I'm a big guy, you know. If you run me over, you should probably legally blind. So well, this is also going to be a little bit of a quiz, so you need to pay attention because there will be an exam afterwards.
Okay.
So this is called Aotea Key. Why is it called a key? Let's see how intelligent you are. Come on, guys, think about
Circular.
it. No, what are keys for? Tying boats up.
Yeah,
Right.
harbours.
Key, so it's a harbour, right? Yeah, right. So you aren't cleverer than the first lot I walked down. So this is Aotea Key. Now there's a number of keys in Wellington, and the first shuttle stop, which you see on your map, which I don't have, is also before Lambton Quay, which is where the shoreline used to be in 1860. Now, as we come down here, a lady from America just asked me on my first shuttle, she says, oh, what side of the road do you drive on? I said, depends on what day it is. I please myself. She's like, oh, we drive on this. I said, well, I drive sometimes on that side, because Wellington's a very small town. I know that, although we just thought we were in London, there's a London taxi for goodness sake. Anyway, a lot of guys get off the boats from Australia and they're outback truckers and and they always go, I can drive this. Well, of course you can drive this, it's automatic, it's very easy to drive. Then I take them up places like Mount Victoria, which is that hill in front of us, and they go, we're going down now. I went, yeah. And he goes, you're crazy. I said, yep, that's why I had my eyes closed. We have very tight roads here in Wellington. Now, if you ever look to the right, you'll see Sky Stadium. Seats about 42,000 people. Now, it doesn't have a roof on it. Does anyone have a guess why it doesn't want to have a roof on it? Too windy? Too rainy? No, it's because we're too cheap. Or we're stupid, because we're in the windiest capital city in the world. We've got a stadium with no roof on it. So, you know your washing machine? If you want to know what it's like to be a pair of socks in a washing machine, come along here and go to a game there. Because you got a rinse cycle, blow cycle, it's not polite, honestly. I get offered free tickets to go and watch the All Blacks posers running around the field, and I politely decline because it's just too damn cold. A windy, cold, wet place. And not only that, originally the train was supposed to stop underneath. However, for some reason it didn't happen. And now it's down at the railway station, which is a yellow one way down here. So you've got a mile or a kilometre of pre-soak to get there, because on a rainy night you get very wet. Now, I have been to ACDC there twice. First time was when my son was 15, he's now 28. We had a good night. The second time, for some reason, I decided to start drinking vodka, and yeah, it's not good, eh? Not good at all. I had a great night, but no one around me did. Yeah, and my missus still gives me a hard time about it, but I'm like, hey, dust for Dania, baby. Okay, so this here, oh, that's an orange light. I'm okay, you guys in the back seat, that's red. If we get pulled over, I'll send the coppers down to there. Okay, so basically, there was an earthquake in Kaikoura, which is in the South Island, and if there was a clear day, you'd see Kaikoura from the Mount Vic. It's not that far away. And 6 metres, the seabed raised up 6 metres in Kaikoura. We got a lot of damage here in Wellington. We lost 22 buildings through it. Not falling over, but they had to be pulled down. So you see on the left here, there was a B&Z building. It was only about 8 years old. It was about 7, 8 stories high maybe. and they've had to pull it down. Now it's turned into this parking area for the Blue Bridge ferries. Here's our railway station on the right. Old brick building, our old wool stores, old brick buildings. What does that say to me? I'm a builder by trade. That says to me the old guys knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
The new techniques are stupid. When I worked in construction here in Wellington in the 80s and 90s, we put polystyrene sheets between concrete columns. That was to stop earthquakes. Yeah, right. It did nothing. So we don't have buildings that are made of steel because you go for it, bro. Put your hard hat on. So I'm not very PC either. Sorry about that.
Decided that was
He knew me. No. So anyway, there's our beehive in front of us.
Yep.
Okay, so now the first shuttle stop I'm going to take you to, Brandon Street, is kind of down the centre of town. So if you want to look at the beehive, if you want to look at Old St Paul's or New St Paul's, which are just up here on the right, it's an easy walk. Wellington CBD is only 2 k's in diameter. Okay, so it's not a big place to walk around. Very easy to negotiate. Now, also, my recommendation is that you go to Cuba Street. Okay, I'll show you where that is if you stay on for the second stop. Now, the reason I say that is because, and I'm not having a go, ladies. I love women, you know, but some I don't, some I do. But you guys are professional shoppers. Let's face it. Okay, you know when you're out and you see little boys crying, you think, what a naughty child. He's not naughty. He's being dragged around the shops. He's crying. That's what we're doing as men, but we don't cry because we're too cool. But up Cuba Street, guys, there's seats there and there's bars. So you can go and have a drink and sit on the seat while your wife goes into the shop, looks through every item of clothing and then comes out with nothing. Been there, done that, so I know what to do. You know, I'm just talking about it. I'm just giving you a heads up. But that's a good place to shop up Cuba Street. It's very diverse. If you want to get a tattoo or drugs or anything back in the 80s, that was the place to go too. But yeah, no, it's a very cool place to shop. Now, Lambton Quay, which is the CBD, which is the next street over, is called the Golden Mile. It's called the Golden Mile for a reason. It's a mile long, and it's golden because I reckon things are dearer, because rents are dearer. So just, yeah, be careful. You know, governments have got their hands in your pocket now. We don't want to be doing that to you as well. So yeah, just be careful what you do and what you buy, because most of the New Zealand souvenirs are genuine, and they're made in what country?
China.
Thank you. You are intelligent. Thank you very much. Yeah, made in China. So this is a new building here being constructed now. You notice it's doing out of steel. Now the reason they don't move away from steel, like I said, was the BNZ took 10 years to construct because it was such a militant union. So we went to concrete columns and die-core precast concrete, and basically it's not good for earthquakes, whereas steel will move a little bit. In fact, we're leading the way in the world for technology in base isolators. If you were on a tour around Mount Victoria, you'd notice a lot of the homes look like you're in San Francisco, because back in those days we looked overseas and thought, oh, that's the way to do it. But now they're looking at us, which is quite interesting. The safest building in New Zealand is the National Museum Te Papa. It's on base isolators. So basically the building moves and it's on big rubber mat sort of thing. It's very, I don't know, it's high-tech stuff, you know, above my pay grade. So further down here, we're going to be going around into Brandon Street, if I can remember where it is, because I don't know the name of the streets really. I've been driving around here a while. I just know where there's another light. Sorry about that.
A lot of green in it. That's
yeah,
okay.
a lot of green. That's all that matters. Yeah, I'm with you. Here it is. We found it. So this is the first cruise stop, guys. So if you want to hop out here, like I say, straight ahead of us when we turn the corner here will be Lambton Quay, and the cable car. If you want to go to the cable car, if you're stupid enough to want to buy an All Blacks jersey, this is the place to get up as well at Rios. I won one in the All Blacks corporate box at the stadium one night, and I sold it about 3 minutes later to some bozo for $500. I was wrapped, had a good night. Now I'm going to open both doors. The back door is nasty. It's for hobbits, and hobbits are little people. I've actually named it Linda. That's the name of my ex-wife. Pretty mean, eh? But she was quite nasty as well. But the front door is a lot easier, guys. So this is the first stop, all right?
Yep.
First stop for us, right?
Yep.
Okay, so across the road here on the right, this is the old foreshore in 1860. Okay, so boats used to tie up on here. That's why it's called Lambton Quay as well. The cable car is just up here on the right by the McDonald's. On the right there, that's where you get on the cable car. At the top of the cable car is just more or less another lookout, or it's one of the better lookouts, because the other one you can't really get to, and it's just up here, cable car lane. There's also a cable car museum at the top of the old cable car, and it's more or less a transport solution for Wellington. I wouldn't really call it a tourist attraction, although they're kind of touting it as one. which I think is a bit of a joke, but it's more of a transport solution for people who live in Calburn. Now, when you're crossing the roads here in Wellington, be real careful. Our buses are electric, they're very quiet, and some of those guys that drive those yellow buses are not very intelligent, and they have run a number of people over. Like that guy there needs to get run over. So you just need to be careful. I know you guys in the States, you call it jaywalking, we call it crossing the road. See, we don't take any notice, they don't take any notice. Oh, see, she nearly fell over, instant karma. There you go. So if you're going to Te Papa, it's free to go to. There's also the Wellington Museum, City and Sail and Seas, which is across here you see the TSB Arena sign. To the left of there is the Wellington Museum. It's that bluey grey building. That's also free to go to. It's quite a cool little museum. But Te Papa is the main national museum of New Zealand. So here's the B&Z Centre that I talked about before that took so long to build, this big black one on the right here. Now underneath here, there is actually shopping underneath, but it's all been closed down because I've decided it's earthquake damaged underneath as well. It used to go down under the road and there was big malls under there, but it's all been closed down unfortunately. And that's all came from that Kaikoura earthquake more than anything else. Now further down here on the left you'll see the Wellington Central Police Station. I went to Melbourne once. That's the first time I had a policeman pull a gun on me. Long story, I'm not going to tell you about that. But it was scary. Here in New Zealand our police, they're kind of like Keystone cops. So across the road you'll see the glass apartment there. There was actually a meth lab there, right opposite the Wellington Central Police Station, and they didn't even know. Funny that. But they did finally bust it. But there's the police station and there was the meth lab and they couldn't catch them. Here's the National Library of Wellington, of New Zealand as well. On the left here, that's also damaged from that earthquake. It's taken so long to fix. It's just unbelievable. I don't know why they don't just pull them down and start again. But what's happened is they didn't find out they were damaged until probably 2 or 3 years later. They made a rating system up. And then of course they've realised how much it's costing and they changed their rating system. So who do you trust? And of course, as we go around the corner, at the moment you'll also see the Wellington Town Hall, which is the older one, which is also under earthquake strengthening construction, which has been going on for probably nearly 5 years. That's a beautiful, beautiful place to go inside when it's up and running. And then of course in front of that's the Mokawhao Centre. And across the road from our second stop will be the Mora Hotel, which is earthquake damaged also, and it's been closed ever since. There's a bit of an insurance wrangle. I don't know about what happens in your country, but in New Zealand the insurance company will smile and greet you lovely while you're paying your premium. The minute you ask for money back, you're in the poo.
Yep.
Same over there? Yeah. Yeah, that's a raw tape.
Yeah.
It's a legalised crime, I think.
You read the small print on page 55 of your document.
I struggle to read the large print when I'm driving the bus, love. Yeah. So here's our Wellington Town Hall, you can see there. It's also double bricked, but there was a little bit of it just damaged here. And it's taken a while to do. But once it's up and running, it's just going to be cool. I mean, it's acoustically beautiful inside there. I went and saw Jimmy Barnsley years ago, that was real cool.
Good old Barnsley.
Barnsley, yeah, he is the man, and his daughter's pretty good too, eh? Okay, also, you know the little man when you push the button and cross the road? If I move forward, you see him? You know that dude that's in there? See that dude, that red dude? Yeah. Have a look up. This is Cuba Street on the right. Now, as you go up there, have a look when it changes to green, it becomes a transgendered person or a hooker. So there's a little quirks like that you look out for. But that's Cuba Street. It's a walking precinct. Awesome place to go, man. That's the best place. Across the road, directly on a diagonal by the BP, is Te Papa. Free to get into. Don't drink the coffee downstairs though, because I think they get it from the toilet, the water. It's nasty. And here's the more on the right. That's another damaged hotel. And we're short of hotels in Wellington. So here we are at the Shuttle, second shuttle stop. Enjoy your day. Don't get arrested, although our cops are funny.